My nephew could hear bodies hitting the floor. My great niece across the hall could hear gunshots.
Monday's deadly shooting at Abundant Life Christian School left 2 people dead, 6 injured, and more lives forever impacted.
There are a lot of hurting families in that Madison area today.
New details are emerging about the 15-year-old female shooter who also died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This photo, found on her father's Facebook page dated in August, shows the teen shooting skeet, her father replying in the comments that they had joined a sportsman's club and were, quote, loving every second of it.
It would surprise me if she got the gun from anywhere but the home.
Police searched the suspect's home Monday and say so far the parents are fully cooperating. But there's another clue in the photo legal experts are pointing out: the T-shirt worn by the teen featuring a band idolized by the Columbine shooters in 1999.
If we find that this T-shirt is an expression of an interest in and maybe research of those school shooters, that tells us a lot about what she was thinking.
That could have been how she felt about being in a new school, her own self-image. It's very likely that she was going through depression.
The Washington Post obtained court records detailing a, quote, turbulent home life for the teen, filled with multiple parental divorces and marriages, therapy, and shifting custody arrangements. The parents have not yet spoken publicly about the shooting or responded to media requests. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Tonight, police in Madison, Wisconsin are urgently searching for what led a 15-year-old girl to bring a 9mm handgun to school and open fire. Investigators say Natalie Ruppnow, who went by Samantha, arrived at the Abundant Life Christian School Monday morning and killed a teacher and fellow student and wounded 6 others before taking her own life.
The past 24 hours have been a flurry of emotion, sadness, anger, disappointment, grief.
Grief as they try to understand why a festive day with students dressed in their holiday pajamas ended with them evacuating a shooting scene. Police Chief Sean Barnes says the motive was a combination of factors, and they are looking into everything from possible bullying to her online activity, adding everyone at the school was targeted equally in the shooting. As for writings related to the shooting that have been circulating online,
at this time, we cannot verify the document. We ask that you not share the document or spread any information that may be false.
But police are looking for original documents that may have been taken from the shooter's home and speaking to her parents, who they say are cooperative, to determine whether they owned or possessed the gun their daughter allegedly used.
I think law enforcement will take the steps necessary, but we don't know nearly enough yet.
Not enough to know whether the parents will face criminal charges. While the police chief says they will look into whether the parents were negligent, he says that does not appear to be the case right now. 2 of the shooting victims remain in critical condition with life-threatening injuries, and police are asking members of the community to respect the privacy of the student and teacher who were killed.
That particular teacher, she would have done anything for those kids. She would have been right there. Loved the school, loved her kids, loved teaching.
Beautiful lights.
Yeah.
That they were beautiful souls.
It was at least the 83rd school shooting in the U.S. this year, more than any other year since CNN started tracking school shootings in 2008.
There's going to be public debate about the motives and other aspects of this mass shooting. But let us remember this fact. Gun violence is the #1 killer of children in this country. That's a legacy we cannot accept.
This Christian school is now a crime scene that's locked down. Investigators say they're talking to the parents of the teenage student about how she got that handgun that they say she fired inside her own school. Police say it was gunshots fired by a 15-year-old girl at her own classmates and teachers that sent parents racing to Abundant Life Christian School.
I was on the road. I deliver for a living, and as I saw the cops driving by, then I got the text from the school, and that really hit me hard as I'm driving down the road, seeing ambulances.
By the time Carl Gottschalk picked up his young children hours later, his 2nd grade daughter Nora was still shoeless.
I was in the hallway and I was changing from my shoes to my boots to go to lunch because I have recess after. But then I heard the shooting and screams.
You heard screams? Police say it was a student her same age who alerted law enforcement.
A 2nd grade student called 911.
Those gunshots, police say, echoed inside a classroom.
The shooting happened inside a classroom in a study hall of students from mixed grades.
Police and firefighters cleared the school of roughly 300 students and teachers in a matter of minutes. By then, they say the shooter, Natalie Rupnow, who went by the name Samantha, was already dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We went to the church right next to my school, and everyone was panicking still because a lot of police were there, a lot.
Now investigators are quickly trying to figure out what spurred the school shooting by a teenage girl, and parents are squeezing their children tightly, knowing at least 2 families from the school won't get that chance again.
We always send prayers. We always send thoughts. And then when are we going to stop doing that? This is not okay.
Tonight, investigators say they're looking into the social media of the alleged shooter for any clues about why this happened.
I want to begin with you, Angel, if we can, because we all are just so concerned about what it's been like for you and your classmates. Can you tell me what it was like for you yesterday?
It was very unexpected, and it was also very scary just because I didn't know what was about to happen, and it was also like in the middle of nowhere because we were just chilling in class and it just came. And it's really something you wouldn't expect in a small city in Madison, especially not in a Christian school.
Did you hear the shots when they were fired?
I did not hear the first ones, but I did hear a few shots.
What did you think it was?
It wasn't, I didn't really know at the time that they were gunshots because they just sounded like footsteps really loud or banging. So I just thought it was just, I don't know, just something going on.
What did you hear after that?
I didn't really hear much after that until the police came and they just like yelled, "We're coming in," Madison Police Department and whatnot. And they came in with long rifles.
Angel, did you know the teacher or the student who was killed or anyone else who was injured?
I am actually unaware of who were the ones that were injured and who died, but besides the teacher, I don't know anybody. But the teacher, yes, I did know her, and she was a really good person.
Had you had her as a teacher?
Yes, many times before.
What was she like?
She was always very kind and caring, and she was also very friendly and communicative.
This is not how we thought we would end our day.
Inside Ozaki Christian School,
Trust in the Lord.
Staff and teachers took time to reflect and pray for their friends and the families over at Abundant Life Christian School. It was what head of school Chris Austin turned to first when she found out about the shooting.
I just had to pray for them because that was the only thing that I could do.
This prayer circle was also the first time Monday she could speak with her staff about it. This was their chance to share a message with their colleagues.
Just having them know that we're with them in prayer, we're standing with them, particularly with their teachers. Their children and students too, but we're going to be with their teachers because they've got a really big job ahead of them to help their kids process this.
The two are both non-denominational independent Christian schools, and staff members here know some of the staff and families over at Abundant Life, like Janet Swartz.
Get close to home. That was shocking. That could be us. That's a very similar school.
She tells me she's been messaging friends and colleagues at Abundant Life all day.
We've had families that attended here at Ozaki Christian School that moved to Madison, and they looked up Abundant Life because it was another ACSI school much like our own.
Staff and teachers will talk with children here on Tuesday morning. For now, they're sending love and prayers to all impacted by this devastation.
No matter what happens in the next week, months, God is there for them, and we will be there too.
It's okay to not be okay right now.
Moments of healing as the Madison, Wisconsin community honors the lives lost in a private school shooting.
I was really scared.
The vigil comes one day after police say a 15-year-old female student opened fire at the Abundant Life Christian School, killing 2, a student and teacher.
3 families woke up this morning to a world without a loved one.
Chief Barnes says the alleged shooter, Natalie Rupnow, who went by Samantha, turned the gun on herself. Investigators are working to determine how Rupnow obtained the weapon.
Let us remember this fact. Gun violence is the #1 killer of children in this country. That's a legacy we cannot accept.
Dane County officials calling for action from legislators to prevent future tragedies.
Our laws in Wisconsin are far too lax when it comes to access of guns by children. We should have safe storage laws. We should have background checks. We should have red flag bills.
For now, resources pour in to help a community in mourning.
These dogs bring comfort. We've encountered children, many of whom have really remained silent without words because of trauma or other experiences, and yet they'll spend a few moments with these dogs, and suddenly they begin to talk again.
In Madison, Wisconsin, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.